For what purpose does the gentlelady from Texas seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman, amendment at the desk 198A.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Ms. Jackson Lee of Texas. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following: limitation on use of funds. Section: none of the funds made available in this act may be used to eliminate the Urban Wildlife Refuge Partnership.
Pursuant to House Resolution 333, the gentlelady from Texas and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. Gentlelady from Texas is recognized.
Let me thank the chairman and let me thank the committee, both the staff and the gentlelady from Minnesota, the gentleman from California, and the gentleman from Idaho now managing this appropriations bill. I call this the good health appropriations for the quality of life of many Americans, both urban and rural. And I ask my colleagues to consider my amendment, which deals with the urban reforestation program. And I live close and personal to both urban areas and rural areas in my congressional district. But given close to 80% of the population of conterminous United States lives in an urban area, the benefits provided by urban forests touch most of U.S. citizens. And so my amendment specifically reinforces the importance of urban reforestation and as well to preserve our ability to return urban areas to healthy and safe living environments for our children. I offered these amendments in years past, and I know it from a real-time experience. Over the last couple of years, when the drought hit Houston and many other areas in Texas, millions of trees were lost. Millions of trees were lost. Today now we face the large and very challenging effort of trying to reforest parks like Memorial Park and McGregor Park, many parks in the northeast part of my district. In the past 30 years alone, we have lost 30% of all of our urban trees, a loss of over 600 million trees. I've certainly seen neighborhoods in Houston benefit from urban reforestation. In fact, many members will remember that throughout our careers, we have been involved in planting of trees. There are major efforts throughout our community. And I want to cite, for example, those who worked in Houston, Texas, doing the reforestation work. Houston Wilderness, Student Conservation Association, the Buffalo Bayou Partnership, East End Management District, Houston Parks and Recreation Department, and Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, along with many civic clubs, of which I've had the privilege of working with. Several years ago, American Forests, a leading conservation group, estimated that the tree cover loss in the greater Washington metropolitan area from 1973 to 1997 resulted in an additional 540 million cubic feet of stormwater runoff annually, which would have taken more than $1 billion in stormwater control facilities to manage. We know that the green effect in the middle of the city can have a beneficial effect on a community's health, both physical and psychological. A healthy tree, 32-foot tall ash tree, can produce about 260 pounds of oxygen annually. Trees help reduce pollution. Trees help combat the effects of greenhouse gases. Trees help cool down the overall city environment by shading asphalt, concrete, and metal surfaces. Buildings and paving in city centers create a heat island effect. A mature tree canopy reduces air temperatures by about 5 to 10 degrees. Let me give a personal story on the importance of reforestation. And a few years ago, I helped create a memorial plaza for a Martin Luther King monument in the McGregor Park. There was a tree of life that was presented to that park by Martin Luther King's father. In the course of urban development, that tree had to be moved. It caused an emotional uprising in our community. Ovi Duncantel tied himself to the tree. Ultimately, we resolved that the tree had to be moved, and that tree was potentially a tree that would die. With the right kind of nurturing and reforestation and treatment, and foresters who came, that tree is now a shining example of a unified community. So I ask my colleagues to support the Jackson Lee Amendment to ensure that our programs dealing with urban reforestation continue. With that, I reserve my time.
Gentlelady reserves. Does any member wish to rise in opposition to this amendment? See none, the gentlelady from Texas is recognized.
I'd be delighted. It'd be my privilege to yield to the gentlelady from Minnesota, the ranking member of this Appropriations Subcommittee on the Interior, Ms. McCullum.
Gentlelady is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I rise in support of the Jackson-Lee amendment. It was very interesting to learn more about what your goals and objectives are, and I think it is very worthy of our consideration. And with that, I yield back. Thank you.
I thank the gentlelady very much, and again, let me conclude by yielding back my time and simply saying what a great difference life will be in many urban areas with our commitment to reforestation of urban areas and creating more opportunities for trees to grow in those areas. I yield back and ask for support of the Jackson-Lee amendment.
Gentlelady yields back. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentlelady from Texas. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.